How you doing, Razzmanites? And welcome to this week's edition of FKVlogs Asked About Things and Stuff. And this week, she did not just one discussion, but three discussions. As of today being Thursday, which is the main reason that I'm doing this a day earlier than I said I was. If you saw yesterday's video, and I'll talk more about that at the end of the episode. But if you saw yesterday's episode, then you know originally I said I was going to do this week's FK Vlogs Asked on Friday. But she added a third discussion for the week yesterday, and I'm like, you know what? I better go ahead and do this week's episode while I still have everything fresh in my mind. So, yeah, let's get down to it. And actually, let me move my chair up just a hair because I think I might be just a hair far back as far as lighting goes. So, just bear with me for a quick second. Alright, yeah, that's a little better. So, first up, Frankie asked us, can we pick favorites? Because she can't. Every time she sits down and does a attempts to do rather a top 5 or a top 10 list, she always struggles with it and says, I can't pick favorites. There's too many good films. Can you pick favorites? Well, my answer, buddy, is yes and no. No, I can't ever pick anything but a top 5 because there's always so many good films that come out and so many other new things to consider when doing that. So everything below the first 5 movies always changes. However, I've been pretty lucky over the years because I've always managed to have the same top 5 favorite films. That being said, one thing you gotta know about me before I start this list is that I don't really believe in sequels and trilogies and quadrilogies and things like that in terms of the way that you talk about film. To me, if something is meant to be taken as one long story by the time it's finished, that's the way that I look at it. And there is one story in particular that they're doing such a good job with the films on that it might actually push something out of my top 5 list at some point, and that's the Hunger Games. I watched the Hunger Games a heck of a lot. So eventually that might actually give me some issues when they're done with Mockingjay Parts 1 and 2. We'll have to wait and see how things go. But for right now and for basically my whole life since these movies have existed, this is my top 5 from 5 to 1. First up, Back to the Future. Next up, even though this is part of a trilogy, this is the one film I can't have set on its own. Sorry, I got a little tongue tied there, and that's The Dark Knight. At number 3, E.T. the Extraterrestrial. Number 2 is Blade Runner. And number 1 is the greatest saga of all time in book form and film form in history, the Harry Potter saga. So yeah, those are my top 5 favorite films of all time. Now, the next question Frankie asked, I can't actually show any examples of because that's my answer to the question is that she asked, which is, sorry, got a little tongue tied there again. I hate not being able to edit. Have I said that enough? But anyway, um, The question that she asked was about Funko Pops. And do you collect Funko Pops or would you collect Funko Pops? Well, the answer is I don't currently, and my reasons are the same as you said that you don't. And it's just that they're too darn fun, and if I started, I would not be able to stop, and I have absolutely no space for them. But as far as which ones that I would collect, they would be like the superhero ones, the film related ones, the Disney ones, just any of them that are related to stuff that I like. And as far as the one that's almost made me do it, it would definitely be a tie between the Frozen ones that you mentioned already in your video and also the Batman one. The Batman one is just awesome. So, yeah. Oh, and another thing, I almost forgot about this one. What one hasn't been made that you would like to see made? Same answer as yours. I love, I forget his name right now. Oh, I'm terrible. But the little guy from Tangled that is the best friend of. Oh God, my brain is killing me right now. As far as not working, what is her name even? Mandy's character in Tangled, Rapunzel. Of course, it's Rapunzel. Duh. Who else would it be but Rapunzel? But yeah, I want to see her little green guy, her little green dude, who I cannot think of at all. So, invitations to the rescue right now after the fact, but I just cannot think of his name at all right now. But yeah, that would be my answer too. So, yeah, Funko Pops are awesome, but cannot have them because don't have the space for another sickness in my life. And finally, yesterday, Frankie wanted to talk about the new Disney slipcovers. And do I like the new Disney slipcovers? Would I rather them have not changed them? Does the number thing bother me? Well, the answer to the question is absolutely the number thing bothers me. It's completely dumb. It should have never happened. And why they would go change the numbers, I'll never understand. But I actually do enjoy a lot of the new slipcovers. And I pulled Finding Nemo out as an example because I don't actually keep Finding Nemo in its case because I have one of the last existing Best Buy metal packs, which was a rival company to Steelbooks before Steelbooks sued them and put them out of business. And in some cases, their artwork was actually better, as is the case with Finding Nemo. But the reason I pulled Finding Nemo out is that Nemo actually is a case, the only case of a film that I have that actually has had its slipcover changed that I actually thoroughly enjoy the new slipcover for better than the original, which is Frozen. I keep Frozen in the Finding Nemo case since Finding Nemo is in its own metal case, and I actually don't have the case for Frozen because Frozen is a case of a film that I share with my nephew who doesn't have a Blu-ray player yet, but obviously because it was his, well, not obviously, I didn't tell the story yet in this video. It's in an older video, my fault, but it was an Easter gift. And because it was an Easter gift that we both basically shared, he gets to keep the case, I don't. So he has the slipcover and the case for Frozen that he keeps his DVD in, and Frozen, the Blu-ray, is stuck right now in the Finding Nemo un- unoccupied case that I just wanted to keep the slipcover of because I quite enjoyed the original slipcover. So yeah, there's that. But eventually, if I have money to blow at any point at all, which I don't see happening anytime soon, but I'm this anal of a collector that I would might actually pick up Frozen again just to actually have it in a case that said Frozen and because I like the new Frozen slipcover. So yeah, that's my take on that. Now, I mentioned last week that And just to recap, because I kind of went all over the place there, I don't like the number change, never should have happened, but I actually do like some of the new artwork on the subcovers. So I mentioned last week that I wanted to start doing discussions of my own. So I figured, why don't I put this at the end of my answering Frankie's discussions this week in case Frankie or anybody else was in the mood after seeing my video to do discussions of their own in response to my question. So you can make a video, or if you don't want to make a video, you of course can leave an answer down below in the description box. And my question for you this week is, are you just a film collector or do you watch a lot of TV too? And if you watch a lot of TV too, which television show in your mind right now, not classic TV shows, but which TV show in your mind right now is the most underrated and the one that nobody's talking about that more people should be talking about? My answer is, of course, that I watch a lot of television still right now, even though I watch a lot of classic TV and the stuff I love way more than modern TV. But out of the TV that's on the air right now, the number one show that I don't think gets nearly enough love is this one, Once Upon a Time by Disney. The premise of this show is absolutely brilliant. The idea of fairy tale characters being stuck in our world and all the things that happen to them and how the universe changes because it has a more realistic tone to it and it's not just about animated fantasy all the time. I adore this show, and I'm behind on my collecting because of being financially strapped right now. I still need to pick up seasons 2 and 3 on Blu-ray, but I absolutely love everything about this show, and I don't hear enough people talking about this show. I do have some friends that have checked it out, but I have more friends that haven't checked it out, which just boggles my mind. So yeah, Once Upon a Time is, in my opinion, the best thing going on television today. And if that me saying that wasn't enough to get you to want to check it out, here's a final bit of a tease for you. This season has the Frozen characters in it. Yes. So if you're a big fan of that film, and who amongst us in the film community isn't right now, you've got to get caught up on that show so you can take part in season 4, which involves the characters from Frozen. And it is one of those shows, cautionary tale, in case you're just such a Frozen freak. You're like, oh my god, I want to see that. You can't do it. Because Once Upon a Time is a true drama. It's one of those shows, if you don't watch it from the beginning, you'll be completely lost. So yeah, make sure that you binge watch seasons 1 through 3 first before you try and go check out season 4. But yeah, that's my question today is, do you watch a lot of TV? If Frankie does one, I already know that she watches TV, so you don't have to spend too much time on that one if you don't want to, my friend. But the second part of my question after, do you watch a lot of TV, is if you watch a lot of TV right now, what do you think the most underrated show on current television is right now and why? So I hope you all enjoyed this week's answers to Frankie. I hope you will get involved in my question and my discussion here today. And real quickly, if you missed yesterday's video, I've gotten blessed over the years. A lot of you have asked me how you can help me out and how you can make the Razman's reality better. Well, the main thing I need right now is a new computer so I can get back to editing and just get back to better production value in my videos. So I'm actually doing this thing now called Patreon. So if you want to check out my Patreon page, if you have the means to donate, the link as always is going to be down below in every description box. It's going to be the first link you see there in the in video programming now, so you can check out that page Or if you want more details on it, you can go back to my last video and take a look at how some of the page is laid out. And if you don't have the means to donate, that's fine. My content will always still be 100% free. But if you'd like to help me out, maybe you could just spread the word about my doing a Patreon campaign on your social media or in a video or something like that if you'd like to help me out that way. But yeah, it's really simple to do. So if you're interested in it, if you're intrigued by it, check it out in either one of those two ways. And then, of course, as always, my full screen referral link and all the sites that I write for are down below in the description box as well. And of course, oh, before I even get into that, I have to mention that I'm doing a Q&A, and for some reason it got lost in the shuffle. Answers were supposed to already have happened, but if you didn't know that I was doing a Q&A, the title of the video is I'm doing a Q&A, post your questions, and RMR Live returning. And even though you know already that we're going to bring back RMR Live, and that question I've already answered, the other part of it you can still do, of course, which is ask me questions if you have any. So do that if you'd like. And lastly, of course, if for some strange reason, like I said before, you're not subscribed to Frankie, her channel link will be down below in the description box. So make sure you go and give her a sub if you haven't. I've enjoyed the heck out of this past week and a half or so, Frankie, getting to know you even better. It's been an absolute joy getting to know you, and something completely unexpected. And you never are looking for a friend, but when you find one, it's always so amazing and so awesome. So thanks for being my pal, and thanks for all these great discussions you always do. And yeah, like I was started to say, all the sites I write for down below in the description box. Full screen referral link if you'd like to apply to become a YouTube partner down below as well. And I hope you enjoyed, Frankie and everybody else. And as always, this has been way too much rambling, so this has been reality according to the Razman and Razman style. It's not just a catchphrase, but a way of life.